Columbo. That was the voice that I was giving Scott before. Also, hey y'all, Scott here. Today we're going to be talking about video game titles. Because that was his latest episode by the time that this went up.
Bog. Oh, hey. It's him.
Oh, May! Imagine seeing you here. And where might my Brendan be?
You're undercut.
Oh, I see. You two are running separately. Well, that's fine. Oh, yes! I heard that your Pokénav had match call. Well, then I should register you in my Pokénav as well. That way, even if we're apart, I can rate your Pokédex anytime.
Thank you, sir.
May, please keep an eye out for my Brendan. Well, I had better get going. See you again, May.
See you and he's just gone.
Alright, so actually I do want to talk about, because like, one of the things that Scott brought up in that video was like, just like, stupid video game names.
Huh.
And I feel the need to bring up something that was not in that video that is just like a just utter shit show of video game naming.
Oh no, I think I know.
It's not what you think it is, but that is also a shit show.
Not the Disney Looney Tunes.
No. But I'll
God.
bring that up afterward. No, it's actually Sega's Wonder Boy series. Okay? Okay.
No, not okay.
Yes, okay.
Not okay at all.
So there are 7 games in the series, okay? But we can disregard the 7th because 1 through 6 are all on the Master System and the Genesis, and the 7th is on the Switch. So anyway. So, first game of the series. It's just called Wonder Boy in all regions, except for the Game Gear port, which is called Revenge of Drencon in the US, but we can ignore that because it didn't stick.
Cool.
And the Master System version is still called Wonder Boy, so, you know, it's whatever. Alright. No big deal. Okay. Second game is called Wonder Boy Monster World in Japan. When localized, it was changed to Wonder Boy in Monster Land. Still not really a big deal, you know?
Pretty good. Not bad.
It's like just very minor change. The third game is called Wonder Boy Monster Lair. This game this game's on the Genesis, when the last 2 were on the Master System. This one was on the Genesis, and it did not actually make it to North America. But it did make it to Europe, where the only change that they made to the title was that they slapped a 3 on there. So now it's Wonder Boy 3 Monster Lair.
Okay.
Not a big deal on its own, but unfortunately the instigator for the bullshit that's coming next.
Okay, because that doesn't sound that bad to me.
Yes. So far everything is okay. Okay, so the fourth game, while the first and third games are very arcadey in design, the second was more of a Metroidvania, actually, and the fourth game goes back to that, so being like an actual direct sequel to it. So in Japan, that's called Wonder Boy Monster World 2, alright?
Not bad.
Yeah. In this one did make it to North America. This one did make it to North America, but unfortunately, the series came down with a pretty nasty case of
COVID.
Early Final Fantasy syndrome. Meaning that because America skipped the third game, this is now called Wonder Boy 3.
Oh no.
Aww.
Still just kind of like, you think you'd be able to disregard it. It's called Wonder Boy 3, The Dragon's Trap altogether. Okay.
Dragon's Trap.
Meanwhile, I guess Europe just decided that they didn't give a fuck because they didn't change the name from the American one, and now it's also called Wonder Boy 3, and there are 2 completely unrelated games on different consoles called Wonder Boy 3.
Very nice.
And to make matters worse, while this game, the fourth game, Monster World 2 or whatever, while this game is a Game Gear exclusive in Japan, in North America and Europe, it also got ported to the Master System despite the game before it being on the Genesis, so it's actually kind of hard to tell which one is before the other without looking it up online.
Dude, you learned teleport.
Yes, I did.
It's like the best move in Gen 8.
That is... Okay. Fifth game, alright?
Yes.
Japan, things continue to stay concise. It's the 5th game, so it's called... but it's the third, but it's like a direct sequel to the second and fourth game, so it's called Wonder Boy 5 Monster World 3. Kind of a mouthful, but it makes sense, okay?
Yes.
In North America, they just decided to call it Wonder Boy in Monster World, the exact same name as the second game in Japan.
No.
Sonic 06 syndrome.
Oh, that's terrible.
The sixth game, they drop Wonder Boy from the series, the series title altogether, and just call it Monster World 4. Monster World 4 was not released outside Japan until 2012, when they finally localized it and released it on Xbox 360. They kept the name as Monster World 4.
Brain, I think, is going to explode any minute
So
now.
it's
I
just
better
like-
get the rags clean up.
If
I'm
you
lost.
don't have the context, you're
Thank
thinking,
you.
what happened to Monster World 2 through 3? And then finally, that
I
seventh
hate
game on the Switch I was talking about, they didn't know what they wanted to, what to call it, so they just kind of split the difference and called it Monster Boy.
Okay. They really gave up.
Yep.
They were like, alright, what are the two central parts in most of the titles? Wonder, Boy, Monster. Alright, cut the Wonder, swip the Monster for the first part. Boom, there you go.
And then the next
Wonder's
game was
out.
Monster Hunter
Monsters
Rise. No,
are
I'm
in.
kidding.
I love Monster Hunter.
Rise specifically is what it is now.
Good.
Alright,
Wire bugs. Hurt Brain. What's the Looney Tunes bullshit that...
okay, yeah, that one's even worse, actually.
Scared.
Okay, so this is a, oh my god.
Yeah, I gotta find the link you sent me.
I got it up already. Alright. So, this is a long one, but okay, to start us off, we have Roger Rabbit for the Famicom, alright?
Very nice. Very solid.
1989.
Roger Rabbit for the Famicom was localized for the NES as the Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle.
Oh, Crazy Castle.
Then after that, do you already know about this game?
I know about the whole... I know a bit because
Oh shit,
of the AVGN
KFC's
episode.
evolving!
Oh, combustion.
Into what? Tree
It's called
Crow?
KFC.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's evolving into
that Marsh Comp?
Swampert.
It's evolving into Kentucky Fried Chicken.
It's Combuskin.
Yep. I'm
It's
about
turning
to
from
combust.
KFC into the full name.
It looks like
Going
he
from
just never
acronym.
skipped leg
The
day.
full name.
Yeah?
He didn't.
Alright. So, yeah, I mentioned, Roger Rabbit localizes the Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle. Alright?
Crazy Castle,
Eh,
yes.
But this is something that can just be disregarded because the Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle also had a Game Boy version that is actually a completely different game that in Japan is called Mickey Mouse.
Huh. That's a rabbit.
Then there was Mickey Mouse 2 on the Game Boy, which was localized as the Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle 2, and in
Yep.
Europe was released as just Hugo.
Hugo?
Hugo.
Here you go.
Huh. Okay.
Alright, next.
Hugo Hamster.
We go back to the NES with Mickey Mouse 3 Balloon Dreams. This game was localized as Kid Clown in Nightmare World. Not Nightmare World, Nightmare World.
Mayor.
Oh,
like
I
a
see.
mayor of a town.
Alright,
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse 4 The Magical Labyrinth. This was also on Game Boy, and it was localized as The Real Ghostbusters.
What?
But that's not all.
In Europe, it was called Garfield Labyrinth.
What? Are they just picking like popular things at the time? Like, that's the name.
But wait,
What?
there's more.
Yeah, okay. Mickey Mouse 5 The Magical Stick, released in North America as Mickey Mouse Magic Wands.
Who did it?
Alright.
Oh wait, you gotta. How do you say this? Mickey Mouse 5 for Europe. Zauberstolbe?
Zauberstrobe?
Yeah, that's probably
Wait.
right.
What? What is that?
I assume Magic
Oh,
Wand.
but is that like a wizard, or am I just dumb?
It should be like Magic Stick, right?
How do you spell it?
It's Zaubersta with the little dots. BE.
Anyway, from
Hey,
this
Beth.
point onward,
Yes, Magic Stick.
every single game in all regions is Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle 3.
Oh, that's the plural.
4, 5.
Yeah.
What about Woody Woodpecker?
Oh yeah, the fifth one is Woody Woodpecker in Crazy
Castle 5. I remember seeing the AVGN episode about that.
So, anyway, what I'm saying is, what the fuck?
Even Garfield got in on this.
Magic stick,
Even
no, make a magic wand.
No, so,
A
here's the
Thunderstone
thing.
with a magic wand.
Here's the thing. Like, out of all this stuff, what gets me the most is honestly just the real Ghostbusters being in there.
Because
The real ones, not the imposters.
Well, there
Are
was
fake
that
ones?
TV
Are we the fake
series.
Ghostbusters?
Well, there was that TV series called Ghostbusters, but it wasn't like the original characters. And so that's why when, like the Ghostbusters came out with their cartoon, they had the label to show as the real Ghostbusters.
See, okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing with me and Ghostbusters, okay? So, like, I feel like everyone, like...
Speaking from experience.
I feel like everyone just kind of like treats Ghostbusters as like a massive franchise, but isn't it really just one good movie and then a lot of shit?
I've
one
only
good
ever
movie.
seen the one movie.
Yeah.
Hey, at
Movie
least it
one is
inspired
good.
Luigi's Mansion.
True, it did.
There was a second Bill Murray movie, wasn't there?
There was indeed Ghostbusters 2, which involved the Statue of Liberty and pink goo and was bad.
And then there's the Ghostbusters 2016.
Like if I
Yep, that
recall,
movie is
the
something.
only good thing to come out of Ghostbusters is the original movie, from what
Yes.
I understand.
Oh wait,
That
no. Ghostbusters Afterlife, I heard really good things about.
Yeah, Afterlife
Okay, well
is also...
that's a years later situation, but
Yeah. That was literally last year.
Also, but you're forgetting very much the other thing that good come out of Ghostbusters is the song.
okay, yeah.
That's
The
true,
I mean,
but
the
that
song.
was part of the original.
That was
movie,
in
so
the original movie, though.
That
Either
doesn't
way.
really count.
It was that
Um,
era when like TV show and movie theme songs could become like pop music.
True and real.
Now it's just League of Legends stuff.
Oh, you know what? I don't fucking care. That song done for the Star Guardians event by fucking whatever Robinson. Bro, that shit is so fucking.
I don't even know.
It's so.
I haven't
fucking-
kept up with it.
Bro, it's so fucking good. That song is so good, bro. It was apparently a lot of people thought so too because it was on
That's like-
Spotify's top 50. I think it reached a peak at like number 11. Spotify's
For real?
top
Wow.
50. Yeah.
That's the one place I'll give Riot some credit. Is like they've been putting out some cool music.
True and real.
I've heard that Arcane was good.
You should watch it.
I
will.
have
You
very
don't need to
mixed
be a
feelings.
fan of it.
Yeah. I would. But if I'm gonna be entirely honest, I will not.
All right, then
Yeah.
ready for me to explain to you
Probably
the whole
not
plot
worth
of
it.
Arcane?
Because I have been trying to watch through the most recent season of Better Call Saul for so fucking long. I am on episode 4.
Nice.
Like, I just watch shows so slowly that, like, by the time I get around to watching Arcane, like, the year will be 2300.
Hey, Will, do you want the most concise summary of Arcane you can get from me?
Yeah,
Two sisters.
I'm in.
I like each other. They're cool. You know, they're cool.
I just like that it's like
Ruffians.
two sisters. I'm in.
I'm in. Two sisters. They're cool with each other, but they're riffraffs, so they need to
As
steal.
sisters tend to be.
Then you've got a guy, and he's a blacksmith's
No.
kid.
No.
And you know what? People think he's lame, but he's like a low-key inventor. And then the two sisters have this like father figure guy who's like kind of a pussy, but just because the police are bad. And so through this, they're like a family, but a family. And then this evil guy who used to know the father figure is mad because he got bodied at some point. And then, oh, Skitty, cute. And then he's like, you know what? I'm malding so hard, I think I'm just gonna invent super drugs. And he does.
Oh my
And
gosh.
through the super drugs, he like
Hey, Carrie, what do you think of Skitty?
I think of Skitty.
Yeah.
the cat here.
I like how it looks like its tail is a handheld mirror. And so I wonder if it struggles with vanity.
Well, actually, I wonder if that was on
It's all
purpose.
oh, yo. I thought it was a cat toy.
It probably is. I don't know. I
Well,
just thought
but
it was
that-
But like,
like,
that's still like
Yeah,
Just
kind of the
wanted to
theme
see
between like
observation.
Skitty and its evolution is like
Delcatty, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, like,
Delcatty.
Vanity's a little bit. There's a little bit of a theme there. It's not
Oh,
strong,
wow.
but it's there. So
I
like,
might have been picking up on
Carrie might have
something.
actually just like passed Ready 121 just now.
Right, it's 121.
And so while the guy makes the super drugs, he basically goes to the guy, and he's like, "Hey, I'm alive." And the father figure is like, "Impossible, you died." And he's like, "Nope." And so then he's like, "Here's where I am." And so the dad's like, "All right, I'm gonna go to that place and we're gonna settle this." And the guy's like, "Okay, it totally isn't a trap, but it is." And so the kids, the sisters, one of them, who's the older sister, is like, "I'm gonna go help and probably get bodied." And fun fact, she does. And so
Wow.
the other sister, who's kind of crazy, who had stolen like this cool gem from the inventor guy, creates like a handheld atom bomb and kind of accidentally super kills her other friends and also almost her father figure, who lives but then dies because the evil guy kills her.
Not just
Yeah.
kills, but
I love
super
the
kills.
I fucking love the term super kill.
I'm glad I could impart
By the way,
that
did you
onto
guys see the image I posted?
So I've heard it before. I just like it.
No, let me see the image before I
Oh yeah, I
continue.
like this one.
Let's see before I continue my synopses. You know what? This is a solid PNG.
A solid
That's
PNG.
Mr. Heisenberg is looking like a funny guy. And so the two sisters, the one sister finds out that her other sister basically killed their friends and their father figure, and rightfully is upset. And then she says, "I don't have a sister." And then the other sister basically has a mental breakdown, and the villain is still alive, hurting pretty bad because he also got caught in a super explosion, but is cool. And he's like, "Hey, your sister is mean. You roll with me. I'll be your new father figure." And in the completely obliterated emotional distress that this little girl is in, she's like, "Yeah, okay." And then later, the inventor guy is like a big shot kind of nerd dude because he and some dude who's a cripple like invent this cool thing with a gem. And then this like smart short guy is like, "You shouldn't do that," but then they're like, "Fuck you, we're gonna do it anyway." And they do, and everything's cool. And then the younger sister is working for the evil guy, and he's like, "Do these things, give people super drugs." And she's like, "I will do these things and give people super drugs. Also, I am crazy.
Also,
and then
give me orange.
Give me orange." And then the older sister is in jail, but then like a girl who is like British but not British, but kind of British, but like a daughter of and a friend of the nerd inventor guy.
Tea.
Yeah. Is like, I need to find out why all this bullshit is happening, but our city isn't doing anything against it because there's a corrupt police storyline that's really important, guys, trust me. And then she's like, okay, so she finds the older sister, and the older sister and the British girl are like, you know, like romantic, like, ooh, sexual tension. And then the inventor nerd guy is like, "You know what? I think this gem thing was a bad idea." And then this like politician is like, "That's cool, but we're gonna have sex." And then the guy who's a cripple is like, "Damn, the guy who is my partner is kind of being a cunt, so I'm gonna do this myself." And then when he tries to do it himself, guess what? He almost fucking dies, but injects like the power of the crystal inside of him, and then he doesn't die. But then like some gal who like likes him dies. Whatever, who cares? She's a jobber. And so they're fucking around, and then the younger sister and the older sister meet up again, and it's all cool. But then the older sister realizes that, wow, my younger sister is fucking batshit insane. And the younger sister realizes, wow, my older sister isn't like how she used to be because I'm fucking crazy, and I'm having hallucinogenics injected into me by my father on the low, but I don't know, but he's not really my dad. And also I'm seeing the spirits of my dead friends talking. Pretty pog. And then
All in all.
some fuck shit happens, and the evil guy is like, "I'm evil." And then the older sister's like, "Wow, these super drugs suck, and I'm gonna beat up the old guy."
Candy.
Pog, one level. And through this, the older sister finds out that, you know, hey, remember when our father figure died? Yeah, he kind of knew the other guy, and so he was like low-key being a pussy for no reason, just because the police were badge. And then they're like, "You know what? Yep." And so younger sister is fucking losing her sanity, and the older sister is like, "Hey, British girl, you know what? We're not actually cool. I don't fuck with your vibes." And then they like split up. And then the smart nerd guy is like, "I am now the mayor of a whole city pretty much because I'm the best and I invented this cool crystal thing. And the guy who's the cripple is like, I did too, but I don't get much credit because I'm going to die. And then he dies. Just kidding. He's actually not dead. He's fine. He's invincible.
He's
and he can walk
Jesus?
again.
He
Yeah,
doesn't
pretty
get
much.
credit 'cause he's Russian.
Yeah, pretty much. Fucking Victor. And then he's like, wow, okay, but I'm cool and I can walk again because I have the power of this gem inside of me. And then the short nerd guy is like, that's bad. And then the guy who's like the nerd, which used to be the blacksmith's son, is like, you know what? You're right. But you're also old. The council votes you out. And the guy's like, no. And then everyone's like, yeah. And then so he leaves. It's sad. Exiled.
Farewell!
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah,
Bon
that's kinda what he
voyage.
sounds like.
Yeah, pretty much just Heimerdinger in a nutshell. And then the older sister is like, hey, you know, I feel bad for being mean to the British girl. And then the younger sister takes the British girl because she's fucking going batshit insane, also Pug. And then and then the older sister's like, hey, younger sister, did you kidnap my friend? And the younger sister's like, maybe. You should come down to this place where it's totally not a trap. And yeah, you'll see. And then so she does, and guess what? It's a trap. And so
It's a trap!
she gets sat at the table and is like, hey, look, here's my father figure who I totally found out was being a piece of shit and drugging me. And the father figure was like, yeah. And then the older sister's like, wow, I thought you died. And he's like, nope. And so she's like, okay, younger sister, everything's fine. I'm here. It's great. And then the girl who's going fucking batshit insane because she has super drugs inside of her now too, and also died but came back, but that's a story for some other time.
But she made friends with some guns. It's okay.
Yeah, she did. She likes a cool rocket launcher she made, and a couple grenades too.
Yeah.
And then you know there's some John going on, there's some mouthing, there's some talking. You know the British girl's okay, and the evil guy is like, hey, this older sister, I told the younger sister she was dead, but now she's found out that she's alive. I gotta make things right and make sure the older sister's dead. So he like goes for a gun, but in her moment of like just I don't know, brain empty, no think, hallucinogenics ripping through her mind, she turns around and defends her older sister by shooting the father figure. And the father figure's like, sad, but you know what? You're perfect. And then he dies, and that basically breaks the younger sister, and then she becomes like a super terrorist and loads one of the super crystals that she got from the nerd guy into a rocket, and then shoots it at a council meeting, and then that's where the series ends.
What?
For season two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I was like, fucking excuse you? That ends right there? Like, oh yeah, by the
No.
way, terrorism. Finished. Done.
I mean, you know, Jinx and Ziggs just have the exact same backstory, just one's a little bit more convoluted.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is one of the sisters Jinx?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, this was about League?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was Arcane.
Arcane is
You're
in
like,
the League.
We tricked
the
you,
League
Evan. We
Cinematic
tricked you
Universe.
into listening to League stuff.
I was not listening enough to understand that. I was
Oh,
in
dude,
carry
same.
mode the whole
High five.
time.
Yeah, Jinx's whole character, she likes blowing stuff up. Ziggs'
I
whole
never
character is
saw
he
it.
likes blowing stuff up. Jinx's younger sister, Ziggs wasn't in this show.
Yep. Sag.
I.
But hey,
Yeah.
Ziggs got his own rhythm game, so there you go.
Oh my god.
perfect.
Yeah, no, I was in
Did?
carry mode the whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, you know what it's
Oh,
like.
cool.
Welcome.
Why can't
When's
Voltorb
Timo getting his
nails it?
series?
Fucking never. Let that rat die. Since Voltorb can't be male or female, I feel like you can.
It can only be positive or
Wait.
negative.
Did you say since Voltorb can't be male or female, I feel like he can?
Yeah. I did.
Okay. That
He
is
can
an
have-
independent clause and a
It
dependent
is.
clause,
Yeah. Yep.
separated by a comma.
I did, yeah.
It is the grammatically correct sentence.
Look, as I further, work around the English language with my current job and writing a lot of reports, I really appreciate the comma more so than I ever have before.
I
Like the Oxford
So-
comma.
I teach a class and I had to the
The
lecture
Oxford
today was
comma,
about
nice.
fucking commas.
Yeah,
It was
it's
about
commas are great.
punctuation today. And I was like, wow. I used the comma so wrong.
Commas are great, man.
I love him, dude.
I hate him.
Okay.
Yeah.
What, you mean you
Yeah,
don't
but
use
you also hate
commas
memes
for
in
dramatic
caps lock,
pauses?
so we can't take you seriously.
It's
True.
true. I like
I
the
like
fact
comments.
that me hating caps lock is still a meme, because this was like back when I had a Tumblr and I would just like yell at people if they used caps lock.
Well, no, I actually just got it from your bio when you had a Tumblr that just said, "I'm Will. I hate memes in caps lock."
Yeah, because I would yell at people if they used caps lock and people thought it was silly.
How'd you yell
How
at
do you
them?
know they were using caps lock and
I
not
used
holding down the shift button the whole time?
Lowercase.
Tell me that.
I'm
You
audibly
press caps
screaming.
lock and held down shift.
No, how does he know they were using caps lock and not holding down shift the whole time?
True, Will.
I
They
know.
actually copy and pasted every single character.
And they went to inspect element.
They went to
Ah.
Wikipedia and went to the all the alphabetic symbols and letters and such. And
No, they
found
just
one.
they just
They
were
used
on the
all codes.
Wikipedia page for Pokemon, and then they just copy pasted every single capital letter in the order.
I
that they
wonder
needed
what
them.
that was.
Wait, you mean you
it's
guys
just-
don't type using alt codes exclusively?
Oh my
Did you say?
gosh.
Alt codes?
The fuck is that?
It's like
I don't
when
know
you
what
hold
an
down
alt code
alt
is.
and start pushing things on the number pad, it'll make special characters appear.
It's gonna
Oh,
get
Yeah,
that's
if you do
crazy.
alt 0249 is like the bullet point, I think.
That's crazy.
That's
I'm not
like
gonna do
you
that.
with the little Pokemon dash over it.
Yeah, that's Alt 130 to get the accent above the E in Pokemon.
Damn, that's still crazy. I'm not gonna
I
do
think-
any of that.
Alt 0229 is O.
Bless you.
Bless me.
A with
Plus
the little
memes.
circle.
You just got
Whoa.
electrocuted.
Alt
We might need to restart your heart
0169
so
is
we
the
get the 80.
copyright symbol.
I actually can't play around with these because I don't have a fucking number pad.
On your keyboard?
Nope.
Is your
I have-
keyboard fucking Dvorak too?
I have no. I used to type Dvorak.
I want to
I would die.
Dvorak.
I would if I didn't play video games.
Yeah, that's
You know
the
how
big
fucking
thing.
exhausting it is.
Yes, where
Actually,
ASDW
Sometimes
located.
some games detect that you're in Dvorak and will rebind things, but like
Yes.
indie games won't.
Yeah.
I play mostly indie games now, and so like playing.
Independent games?
Yeah, I play third-party games.
No, Indiana games.
Indiana
Made exclusive
games.
Indiana games.
Actually,
Yeah, indie
from
games.
India.
Yeah.
Only from Indiana and India, though.
I
Yeah.
don't-
Don't
What
worry.
Yeah, only if they're co-developed between those two places.
What about Indianapolis?
It's in Indiana.
Oh yeah,
Oh
you're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, Indianapolis isn't like one of those dumb cities like Kansas City where it's in fucking Missouri.
Oh, or it's made in the Indian Ocean. Like
Um,
.io
although-
game. That's why they're called indie games.
Wow. Wow. No.
Wow.
We were perfectly together. Fucking guess not, jobbers. Sit the fuck down. I can't believe those two twins sandbagged against you. Get fucked on. Oh, you stinky old man.
My Pokemon is delightfully adorable. Don't be shy. I'll show you. Next time on
On the
Smash
next
Team
time,
Games.
Smash Team
Speaking
Games.
of old
Don't
men,
show us.
there are really
Okay.
some people who just fucking walk around being stinky. And that's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
Olge.
Next time on Smash Team Games, people be stinky.
I had that.
Yeah.
I feel like that sometimes.